Now to close out this particular unit in this module, we are going to update the average so that it's not just a simple average of the grades. We want it to be a weighted average so that we take the daily average times its percent weight and add the quiz average and its percent times its percent weight and the test average times its percent weight and put all that together. So I have a weighted average. Okay, so one way we could do it if we wanted to keep it really simple is that we could just in this box literally say equals this box times 50% plus this box times 25% plus, I don't know if I can get to that box, but that next box would be 04 times 25%. And that would work. The problem is, I could copy that down, but if I ever decided to change the weights, I have to go and change it in the formula again. And I want to make it so that I could adjust the weights and see different criteria. So we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it using a new function called SumProduct. So to get started, let's be sure that we have our percentage for our weights up here. Again, you can use any percentages you want. Just be sure they add up to 100%. One of the things, since we're going to be referring to these weights over and over, let's give this area a name. So I'm going to select these three, and I'm going to click in the name box, and I'm going to type category percent. And I'm going to click enter. So now instead of having to constantly refer to those three cells, I just gave them a name. Okay, so we're going to delete the average that's there, and now I'm going to type in this formula, equals sum product. This is a really neat formula. What it does is let you do matrix multiplication. So we're going to take this little area and this little area and multiply them in parallel and then add it all together. So we're going to have it look at the area right beside it, M4 to O4, and then we're going to multiply that by category percent, the area we just named. Now the reason we did it that way, we always want the second part to look at category percent. We always want it to look at that same part no matter where I copy the formula to. We don't want that to change when I copy and paste the formula down. We do want the M4 to O4 change. We want this part to become M5 to O5 and M6. So I just left that as a name, as a cell reference instead of a name. So I'm going to click enter. And now since we've got conditional formatting, we don't have to worry about any special copying. I'm just going to pull this formula down. And now we have our weighted averages. Now with our weighted averages, you'll notice that they changed a little bit. The student who was the lowest average is not actually the lowest average anymore. He had a higher daily average than this student, so his average came up a bit. So that does make some changes on how the averages work. Alrighty, at the bottom we have the average of our averages, so we're going to leave that alone. Nothing changes there. But now we have weighted averages because of the sum product. It looks at the first value in the first argument and multiplies it with the first value in the second argument, and it multiplies them across and adds them all together. As always, let's go to File, Save, and I will see you in the next unit.